Good morning. I'm Stephen Toop, and I have the honor to serve as President and Vice Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Please join us in the singing of O Canada, led by our University Marshal, Professor Nancy Hermiston, Director of the Opera and Voice Program at the UBC School of Music. Thank you very much, Nancy. We pause for a moment to give thanks, spiritual and temporal, for the blessings we share in this wonderful world, this great country, this blessed province, this splendid university, and we respectfully acknowledge the traditions and customs of the Okanagan Nation and its people, on whose traditional territories we are gathered today. We give thanks for these proud students, their families, and friends on this most happy occasion. Please be seated. Madam Principal, distinguished colleagues, honored guests, members of the UBC graduating class of 2014. What a great day for you graduates. Congratulations. I know you've worked hard, you've had some fun, I hope, and now you're ready to take on the world, or at least a part of it. But I can't help but feeling a little bit sorry for you too. After all, if you listen to too much talk radio or you read too many blogs by self-appointed opinion leaders, yours is a generation of university graduates set to face an employment crisis. The CBC recently called you Generation Screwed. I'm sure that you've all heard the tired tropes. You are all about to become baristas or gym attendants. If you have a Ph.D., you're likely to be driving a taxi. You don't have any skills, but you expect too much. Canada needs only job-ready technicians who will fit pipes and run heavy machinery. Well, I have one message for you today. Forget all that. You are going to prove the naysayers wrong. Your generation is going to carve out lives and careers that are meaningful to you, maybe not in exactly the same way that your parents did, but you have every opportunity and responsibility to make your own distinctive mark on our society. Why am I so confident in your positive trajectory? Well, first, because you've already made one of the most important decisions of your life. You chose to go to university. Get past the stale anecdotes about baristas and look at the facts. Students with a university degree, even an arts degree, consistently have greater success at finding and retaining employment than those without a degree. Across Canada, university graduates have the lowest unemployment rate amongst all graduates, including trades and apprenticeships. University graduates also have the highest wages. Now, don't get me wrong, there is nothing problematic about choosing a technical vocation if that's where your passion and talent lies. Our world needs people who are good at their jobs and care about their work across all employment groups. But don't be misled by false claims that you are choosing unwisely in choosing to go to university. You are making the choice that tens of millions of people have made over the last century and this, knowing that the very best way to create opportunity and social mobility is through a university degree. I'm also positive about your prospects because you are collectively savvy. You applied to university in record numbers, having worked hard to get here. You've chosen programs that fit your passions, where you are most likely to succeed and to explore your full potential. You've resisted the temptation to think too narrowly about what's immediately marketable, knowing that education is as much about citizenship and enriching your spirit as it is about jobs. You're not bound by rigid ideas of what you can do with your degree, and you're right about that. Careers and lives are unpredictable, and never more so than today. Change is endemic. Ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt studied engineering. The CEO of Bloomberg Media studied theater. Astronaut Marc Garneau studied science. The dean of Harvard Law School's an education grad. Financier George Soros studied philosophy. So did English comedian Ricky Gervais. You wanted an education to prepare you for jobs that haven't even been invented yet. That's why you've increasingly demanded that your programs include more opportunities for developing practical and analytical skills. That's why you've pursued co-op and internship opportunities, gone global, developed leadership skills in clubs and student government, or undertaken community service learning. You've known that so much of your growth at university takes place outside the classroom, in residences, on sports fields, in theaters, in protesting something that worries you, yes, even at the well. Finally, I have confidence in your prospects because you have learned so much in your time at UBC. I'm not thinking about the detail, formulas or theorems or theoretical approaches or data. I'm thinking about what you've learned about yourselves and about the myriad possible places for you in our world and about the ways in which you can make a difference for your families and for our society. I step down later this month as president of UBC, and I do so with enormous confidence in our future, confidence gained primarily from watching you. You know far more about the world than did my generation of graduates. You're less caught up in following a narrow set of paths to success. I think that you're more willing to take risks. All right, one or two of you might end up working as a barista, but only for a little while you figure out how you're going to make the world better. Thank you for what you are going to make happen. And my sincere congratulations. Well done. I'd now like to invite Professor Deborah Buzzard, Deputy Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Okanagan campus, to make remarks and to introduce other speakers. Professor Buzzard.
Thank you, Professor Toop. And to the graduating class of 2014, congratulations, you all made it. There may be just one or two of you out there who are a little surprised, but you did all make it. Today marks a major milestone in your life. Graduation from university is a tremendous achievement. Indeed, one of life's most challenging and rewarding pursuits. I want to take a moment to encourage you to think back on what you've learned over the course of your studies. You've all developed a new level of expertise in your chosen field and will no doubt put that knowledge to use in whatever path you take in life. But for a moment, think beyond your specific area of study. Consider all of the ways that you have grown and developed during your time here at UBC. You've refined your ability to take in and process information. You've learned critical thinking skills and new ways of thinking about a problem and of the many possible ways that it might be solved. These are the types of skills that a university education brings, regardless of the field of your degree. After today, you will all have in your possession a very precious UBC degree. From here on, you'll tell people that you're a UBC alumnus, be it an employer, a coworker, a friend, someone you meet anywhere in the world, and you'll be letting them know all of these great things about you. Because a UBC degree doesn't just demonstrate your tenacity or qualify you for a job, it prepares you for a lifetime of thoughtfulness, perception, rationality, and contributions to your community. In my view, these are the hallmarks of true citizenship. As you leave the university, I encourage you also to cherish and maintain the relationships that you have made here. As powerful as your UBC degree will be throughout your lives, I can assure you that you will turn to your friends and mentors far more often than the chapters you reread just before the midterm or all the term papers that you've ever written. Use your skills and your knowledge, of course, but also draw upon that network and keep building it. As a member of UBC's network of alumni living and working in more than 120 nations around the world, you have an extraordinary social network already created. Life will change by plan and sometimes by surprise, but you can be confident that you have the capacity not only to cope with that change, but to thrive in a world where little really remains the same for very long, and careers can take many unexpected turns. Let me just tell you a little bit about mine. I'm the granddaughter of a coal miner born in the north of England. I surprised my parents by choosing to go to university and choosing to study plant science, and then to follow up with a Ph.D. in plant breeding, and end up with a career as a strawberry breeder and a professor. There's nothing better than breeding strawberries. You get to eat your work. And look, here I am today, living in the Okanagan, part of what I think is probably the most wonderful academic community in Canada, here at UBC. My grandparents and my parents simply could not have imagined, and nor could I, that we would come to this. With your UBC education, you're going to leave here prepared to adapt whatever life brings you. Use all the assets of your degree to the fullest. Be tenacious, be flexible, be bold, be open to new opportunities. Indeed, seek them out. Be prepared to pursue paths you didn't anticipate, couldn't even have imagined, because there will be many more of these routes than the routes that you can see today. You've heard the UBC motto, tuum est, and you see it written about the campus today. It means it is yours, or it's up to you. Indeed, the world and the future are yours, and our future is up to you. So on behalf of the University of British Columbia and the entire Okanagan campus, I congratulate you on your achievements and wish you every success. Well done, class of 2014. I'm pleased at this time to call upon Megan Udala, member of the graduating class, to make remarks.
Good morning, President, honored guests, and fellow graduates. It is with great pleasure that I am here and a part of the 2014 graduating arts class. In the next few minutes, I wanted to share with you two things that were meaningful to me that I hope also resonate with you. The first is the other day, while in one of the last classes of my undergraduate degree, I was casually strolling through the Twitter feeds, and I had noticed that Ellen DeGeneres had tweeted out to her followers, "For those of you graduating, tweet me your graduation questions." I was in that boat, and so I was curious. One poor lost soul tweeted to her, "Ellen, what should I do after graduation?" She replied, "Move your tassel to the other side, walk off the stage, and sit back down." Her remark, as simple and straightforward as it is actually a profound piece of advice. With such an incredible accomplishment under our belts, we should really be proud, savoring this moment, taking things one step at a time. Sometimes we get so caught up in the end result that we forget the little steps that took to get there. Accomplishments are not always one big leap. Usually, they are a multitude of baby steps. Sometimes, those steps go the wrong way for a little while. Think of the hours of work. Think of the late nights, the tests, the friendships, the posting of the marks, the deadlines, the classroom discussions, the aha moments, the oh no moments. Be proud today of all of those little steps that took to get here. Take time to revel in your accomplishments before your journey continues. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is my favorite quote and a piece of advice from Steve Jobs' commencement speech at Stanford in regards to life's path. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow align in the future. You have to trust in something. Life, destiny, your gut, karma, whatever. The steps that we are taking now, though we may have an end goal in mind, we will never know the exact location and path we will take to get there. The little steps that we take right now will make all the difference. If you look around you right now, we are all taking steps forward. Though we may come from different places around the world, we are different ethnicities, genders, we have different values, personalities, likes and dislikes, and you do not know some of the people around you. We all have one thing in common, and that is that we have put in a tremendous amount of work to be here together today. At this point, I hope we all share the same anticipation for the future. May you always feel as excited about your life as you do in this moment. In closing, I am honored to announce that Alumni UBC will place a commemorative stone tablet to symbolize our lifelong ties to the university. These tablets will be placed on campus to represent every proud alumni member who once attended here. That's now us. So thank you, graduates. Thank you to the professors. Thank you to the friends, the parents, the siblings, the staff, and even our loving pets. Thank you all for being a part of our degree at UBC.
Thank you, Megan. 24 years ago, the Board of Governors approved the institution of an award called the President's Service Award for Excellence. The concept of the award is to recognize excellence in personal achievements and outstanding contributions to the University of British Columbia. At this ceremony, we would like to present the award to Erin Shannon, and I'd like to ask her to come forward. Our commitment to providing an exceptional student experience is made real every day by women and men who work at UBC. Erin Shannon is exemplary in this pursuit. of excellence. For more than 15 years, students at both UBC campuses have benefited from Erin's enthusiasm and expertise in enrollment services as a financial aid advisor, manager of financial support initiatives, and most recently as manager of academic support here on the Okanagan campus. Erin leads by example and with clear communication, earning the trust and respect of her team, her peers, and leaders at UBC. Her contributions over the years have been many and varied, and they continue to build a better university and a better experience for those with whom she works, including students and staff in faculties across UBC. Last year, Erin began as co-lead in introducing a new scheduling system for both campuses. Not only did she complete this large, complex project, she went on to develop and deliver crucial training for staff on both campuses. Further illustrating her commitment to improving the student experience, Erin developed the model for the Tuum Est Student Initiative Fund. This innovative program has been in place for 3 years, making available funds for students to pursue innovative learning opportunities beyond the classroom. Erin has the vision and skill to identify where improvements can be made and a proven desire to work with others to make positive changes happen. It is my pleasure to present Erin Shannon with the President's Service Award for Excellence. Congratulations.
Well done.
Will the candidates for degrees please rise?
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the candidates for degrees who have successfully completed their studies and fulfilled the conditions that the university has set for them. The Okanagan Senate of this university recommends them to you for the degrees that will be announced by a representative of the faculties. As each degree is officially conferred, the Dean of the Faculty, and in the case of graduate students, the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies will congratulate the student. Sean Hawkins and Dustin Griffin, members of the alumni community, will present each student with an alumni gift. The candidates will please be seated.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Michelle K. Johnson. Dr. Johnson demonstrated that adult learners are a key to indigenous language revitalization, and critically endangered languages can be learned by applying intensive immersion techniques and sequenced curriculum. Michelle's Okanagan cohort achieved intermediate proficiency by studying Paul Crick curriculum and receiving conversations visits with a fluent elder, Sarah Peterson. Michelle K. Johnson. Heather Peacock. Dr. Peacock used an institutional ethnographic approach to determine how socioeconomics and geographic inequalities influence the food security of people living with HIV/AIDS in the central Okanagan. Her research adds to the growing body of literature on HIV and food security in the global north and formulates theory on the invisibility of people with disabilities who live in highly affluent societies. Heather Peacock. Catherine Somaszewski. Dr. Somaszewski's research explores the world of women glassblowers in Western Canada. Her research highlights the relationships between arts, craft and design, and between gender, economy, and glass as a material. The evidence shows that while these women dominate the Canadian glass art world, they still earn less than their male counterparts. Catherine Somaszewski. Vida Yakong. Dr. Yakong examines sociocultural and contextual factors that influence rural Ghanaian women's reproductive health decision-making. Her ethnographic research promotes understanding of how issues such as unequal gender relations and unrealistic foreign and local healthcare policies are implicated in maternal health in challenging contexts such as rural Ghana. Vida Yakong. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Master of Arts. Jorge Engel Mira. Shani Yolandi Bishop. Nelson Yatel. Emily Laninga. Claudio Valdivesio. Alicia Taylor Becker. Deborah Suzanne Barkowski. Shirley May Gallen Hutchinson. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts. Jasmine Bitgood. Maya Bogle. Brian Ben N. Chen. Kerianne Sherbino. Brady Shields. Oscar Brady. Nicholas Shupka. Nolan Gizikoff. Bob Su Wang. Lakady Naga. Amy Rutledge. Kelsey Danielle Shannon. Ariel Tetamente. Rachel Troop. Stephanie Gail Zahara. Mark Roswald. David Lacko. Carmen Whitbread. Monica Wilson. Clark Douglas Ballantyne. Jordan Shad. Rayleigh Abbott. Sarah Furr. Mark Richard Gill. Rachel Ann Martins. Christopher Davey. Laura Catherine Grinley. Patricia Oliveira. Mark McDonald. Stacy Lorna Madill. Kei Chi Su. Yukiko Koyama. Riza Shuto. Kyle Yaluega. Sunenori Yamada. Simon MacLeod. John Ross Allen Carr. Kevin Pensallen Core. Jin Win John. Nok Ning Chang. Samantha S. Knight. Giuseppe Gaspri. Michael Enos. Veronica Mowell. Saskia Morgan. Nicholas Mitchell Montemuro. Alexandra Heather Rutledge. Corey Landon Scott. Elizabeth A. Waterfield. Alistair Scott Wilson. Jessica Chek Yang Ling. Alexander Brunino. Diamer Discali. Trisha Jane Johnson. Nicole Owens. Kathleen Van Dolsen. Katrina Laboon. Brooke Haberstock. Eric McLaughlin. Jason Michael Micasso. Weston James Maxwell. Darren Hiroshi Tanaka. Tyler Vankipema. Duncan Carlisle Scandrett. Juan Dubois. Dana Ruth Hopkinson. Lauren Albo. Harmit Gill. Lauren Keller. Cheyenne Marchand. Richard Lawrence Dirksen. Carly Dobbs. Harmit Gill. Nathan Chang. Andrea Sandra Lavigne. Allison Ruby Matchett. Sarah Alexis. Lu Chang. Sydney Anderson. Jessica Chia. Marlene Dorstein. Oliver Eberly. Andrew Favreau. Christina Flood. Courtney Nicole Friesen. Mario Fukunaga. Mark Peter Erin Heinmiller. Harvey Hubble. Abram Johnson. Sean Eric Mazinzik. Aziba Zebo Nebkil. Kaylee Nguyen. Kayla Pidwabeski. Harjot Sidiou. Melanie Chachak. Stochak. Emily Christine Vance. Sonia Lee. Lucas Court Canagor.
Nicholas Alexander Dodds. Mohammed Sharoz. Adam Lamb. Ariane Romana Cousins. Kevin Christopher Craig. Virginie Yolande Fostroy. Henry Ho. Melia Morehouse. Skarlastika Encott. Ellen Marie Sirakowski. James Holdsworth. Chelsea Barron. Alexander McPherson. Stephen John Paul Soltis. Cassandra Marie Henderson. Nikita Carol Gush. Nicholas Pennington. Christopher Ryan Perrier. Erin Wilson. Kelsey Victoria Atisha. Mei-Ling A. Fennell. Margaret Davis. Beth McDonald. Lisa Rose Gilman. Kelsey Carolyn Lozensky. Megan Rose Udala. Pooja Anand. Taylor Burnett. Nicole Shania Carbert. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the pleasure of announcing the head of the graduating class with the University of BC Medal in Arts, Eric Fales. Jorno Hermans. Megan Alice Hiles. Jada McPherson. Tara Megan Neville. Samantha Marie Previtt. Christine Rogers. Megan Elise Shallow. Shauna Zuda. Omar Athman Mwangari. Kimberly Ray Rempel. Pavel Kubarak. Shania Rianne McLean. Kayla Oliver. Katerina Altunen. Dominique Amirati. Guillermo Angel. Danny Lee Bell. Rita Batty. Taylor Blonley. Haley Nicole Carfanton.
Hey, Dennis.
Addie Chaddock.
You just want them to have music on the stand, something?
Hannah Chan. Stephanie Victoria May Charbonneau. Kelsey Ellen Craig. James Dome. Isabel Mary Ferris. Courtney Helena Ann Freegon. Ray Phoenix Grams. James Greenough. Brandy Hagel. Kylie Danica Hoagland. Felicia Renee Heron. Allison Elaine Jarvis. Karen Deep Jawanda. Ji Sun Kim. Anita Kozowski. Emily Carolyn Lockyer. Colleen Elizabeth McCoach. Kelsey Marie Ann McPhail. Simone Graham Edward Thomas Merriman. Emily May Meinecker. Tova Nelson. Catherine Amanda Panton. Lauren Christina Ruggiero. Jenna Carolyn Salaski. Rupinder Kaur Sandar. Kelsey Marie Schreiner. Caitlin Anna Irene Chiness. Taylor Alexandra Smith. Joshua Sunvik. Brianna Travis. Christina Urbanovich. Wanda Vanderveen. Wana Wafa. Robin Leah Weniger. Vanessa May Woody. Jessica Lee Yanko. Christian J. Froment. Kathleen Willis-Croft. Lauren Stanley. Lauren Deanne Godet. Megan Catherine O'Reilly. Fiona Stevenson. Ashley Brooke Alboris. Catherine Cinnamon. Elise Catherine Stevenson. Erin Marie Grant. Stephanie Gannett. Patrick Peter Hellman. Morgan LaSargent. Hannah Denai Van Hon. Tanya Schack. Philippe Alain. Corey Sheen. Reed Betts. Kaylee Ann Gray Bailey. Betsy Ann Whitfield. Erica Lipset. Kelsey McClellan. Lisa Jennifer Santos. Jennifer Elizabeth Gilmer. Brighton Joy Hopkins. Tiffany Rita Mervin.
Now comes an important moment. For those graduates who have just crossed the stage today, and for all those who are unable to attend today's ceremony, with respect to the appropriate degrees as shown in the program, I hereby admit you. Will all the graduates please rise? It has been my great pleasure to meet and congratulate each member of today's graduating class. You've all invested a great deal of determination, focus, and hard work in obtaining your degree. And now, just as you graduate, this would be a perfect time for you to turn around and show your appreciation for the support of your parents, family, and friends by giving them a big round of applause. Having crossed the stage today, you are now members of the Convocation of UBC. You are in good company. Since UBC began granting degrees in 1916, more than 300,000 women and men have crossed a stage just like this one to receive their degrees and have gone on to build our communities and shape our society. As alumni, your relationship with UBC begins anew. You can maintain your voice in the affairs of UBC through your elected members in Senate, by mentoring today's students, or by participating in UBC's many volunteer opportunities here and abroad. And as lifelong learners, you're always welcome back to take a course or two. I encourage you to stay involved and be a part of the future of this great university. You have much to offer UBC, as it still has much to offer you. To Amest. Please be seated.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Members of the graduating class, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, I must ask your forgiveness for a break in these formal proceedings. Today's graduation ceremony is the final ceremony of 2014 for graduates here in the Okanagan campus. And it is a rather historic one, as it will also be the final one on both campuses for our president, Stephen Toope. As some of you know, Professor Toope will step down on June 30th after 8 years as president of the university. Like all members of the graduating class today, he too is moving on to new experiences. And I would like to take this opportunity to briefly acknowledge him at this ceremony. Professor Toope is a renowned scholar of international law, and in a few months will return to his academic passion by taking up a new position as director of the Munk School of Global Affairs at the University of Toronto. I've known Stephen for many years. In the 1990s, we were colleagues at McGill University in Montreal, and it has been a sincere pleasure and privilege to work alongside him at McGill and here at UBC. Through my years of watching Stephen work, it's been always abundantly clear that he absolutely has the best interests of students at heart, and that he has sincere hopes for rich and rewarding lives for each of you following graduation. In his past 8 years as president, Stephen has demonstrated a special commitment to the Okanagan campus, and although we may not have realized it, each of us have benefited from Stephen's determination to ensure that UBC has an equally bright future in the Okanagan as it has in Vancouver. Stephen also believes in the importance of convocation ceremonies as celebrations of your achievements and successes. And this belief was marked by his present presence at all of the Okanagan Convocation ceremonies since he took office in 2006. Since that time, UBC has held 282 graduation ceremonies, including 31 in the Okanagan. That adds up to more than 80,000 UBC graduates under his watch, including more than 8,000 here on this campus. Wow. Stephen, you've been an exemplary ambassador for the university and the community, an insightful and influential leader among your colleagues on the university executive and nationally, an inspirational example of community service to students. Your service at UBC has been nothing short of extraordinary, and you have set a very high bar for us all to emulate. On behalf of the entire university and everyone here on the Okanagan campus, students, graduates, colleagues, and friends, to our dearest friend, Stephen, I offer heartfelt thanks for your commitment and leadership at UBC, and we all wish you the very best. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings our ceremony to a close. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I, and that all of you will be able to join us for refreshments in the courtyard at the end of the ceremony. We ask, please, that guests remain in their places until the academic processions have left the building. Thank you all for joining us on this day. I know you will join me again in congratulating the wonderful class of 2014. Thank you.